Good morning, Mr. Jenkins. Sir, you're charged with resisting arrest. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On March 2nd, 2025, officers were dispatched to a traffic hazard. Upon arrival, the officers were monitoring the traffic and crowd control of patrons leaving the bars that were closed around 2 a.m. At approximately 2:20 a.m., the officers observed an altercation occurring in front of D Bar. Officers ran toward the crowd, telling them to stop. An officer approached, crowd dispersed, and the officer observed the defendant punch a male who fell to the ground and was semi-conscious. The defendant and the complainant do not know each other. The officer yelled at the defendant to stop and observed the defendant use his right foot to stomp on the complainant's head while he was laying on the ground semi-conscious. The officer grabbed the defendant and the defendant tried to stomp on the complainant's head again, who was now unconscious. The officers were successful in taking the defendant to the ground, and the officer told the defendant to place his hands behind his back, but the defendant refused and resisted by holding his hands under him in front of his chest. The officer was able to get his right arm out and behind him, but the defendant continued to resist and hold his left arm under his chest while the officers continued to give orders to put his hands behind his back. The defendant resisted and said he did nothing wrong, and the officers were eventually able to handcuff and detain the defendant.
I don't know why an assault hasn't been charged yet. I need to speak with the complainant and the officer to figure out what's going on with that. But yes, there does need to be an assault charge.
Mr. Jenkins, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go back to this location. I'm going to put an ankle monitor on you so I know where you are at all times. You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm giving you a curfew. I don't want you out in the middle of the night. Do you understand? Sir. If I find that you violate these conditions, I will put you in jail. I will do everything in my power to protect my public at all costs. 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Yes, Judge.
You're not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case, not to be in possession of weapons.
This is for you, Judge?
Yeah, not to go within 1,000 feet of D Bar.
Excuse me, Judge. I had hired a lawyer, Ms. Timberly Davis, TJ Davis Law Firm. I don't know. Yes, sir.
I don't have anyone here. I don't have anyone that filed any documents. So what we can do is we can reset your case to give you time to hire this person.
I already paid money and everything. I don't know what it.
I don't know why they're not here. I mean, it's already nearly 11 o'clock. The lawyers will get here, she may be, or she or he may be busy somewhere else. I don't know. So what we can do is I can have you go to Ramona Santa Rita. I'll have you get with Fleischer for your bond conditions and we'll just have you take a seat to see if they show. Okay? You know what's expected of you. I don't care who is representing you. I don't care who it is. Small farm animal, you are a danger to my public. I only have one place for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning, Ms. Davis.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Pretty good. Have you heard PC on your case yet?
No, sir, I have not. I've been on hold though but I haven't, they just let me in.
Let's do this. We'll have, is it, Ramona, who is it?
Jenkins?
Ashton Jenkins.
I'm right here, sir.
Come on up. Your lawyer's here now. We're going to do probable cause again so she can just hear what happened.
All right.
Okay, do you mind?
Yes, Judge.
Please.
I'll state it again. On March 2nd, 2025, officers were dispatched to a traffic hazard. Upon arrival, the officers were monitoring the traffic and crowd control of the patrons leaving the bars that closed around 2 a.m. At approximately 2:20 a.m., the officers observed an altercation occurring in front of D Bar. Officers ran towards the crowd, telling them to stop. As officers approached, the crowd dispersed, and the officer observed the defendant punch a male who fell to the ground and was semi-conscious. The defendant and complainant do not know each other. The officer yelled at the defendant to stop and observed the defendant use his right foot to stomp on the complainant's head while he was laying on the ground semi-conscious. The officer grabbed the defendant and the defendant tried to stomp on the complainant's head again, who was now unconscious. The officers were successful in taking the defendant to the ground, and the officers told the defendant to place his hands behind his back, but the defendant refused and resisted by holding his hands under him in front of his chest. The officer was able to get his right arm out from behind him, but the defendant continued to resist and hold his left arm under his chest while the officers continued to give orders to put his hands behind his back. The defendant resisted and said he did nothing wrong. The officers were eventually able to handcuff and detain the defendant.
He is, at this point, only charged with the resisting. I don't know if they're going to do any further charges in the future for the assault. I have ordered him as a condition of his bond not to go back to this location, not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I put a monitor on his ankle so I know that he's not going to go back and that he's not out in the middle of the night. I have given him a curfew because I just, you scare me, and I don't want you out in the middle of the night.
Well, Judge, if I can, when you're done, Judge, I don't want to interrupt you, but if we can consider, because he hasn't been charged with anything else, what I did hear is I hear that these officers arrested him that night, and I'm quite sure that whenever they called DA intake, they ran the facts down just as they wrote in the DIMS. So, and the reason I'm asking that we not, so I'm interested to see whether or not the charges were outright denied, or whether it was referred.
They were
And because we don't,
All charges were refused, and I've reached out to the intake ADA to see why they were refused.
I mean,
and so I guess the only thing that I was asking, Your Honor, is because they were refused, what we don't know is the back and the front and the forward and all the other in between of this. So I am asking if an ankle monitor not be done on just a resisting arrest and a curfew not be done on just a resisting arrest.
I'm going to do it just for now. If I see that he can behave himself for a while, then come back and we can talk. But for now, I don't want him out in the middle of the night.
Can we just say he not go out in the middle of the night, Your Honor? But I mean,
No,
the only
because
reason I'm asking,
then I can't see that he's not doing it. I'm going to pay for it. So it's really, I'll pay for everything. So money's never an issue. How do I know that he's actually sticking to his word? I won't. The only way I know is a monitor, and I'm going to do everything in my power to, protect my community. If that means keeping it home at night, that's what's going to happen. So, like I said, Ms. Davis, you can always come back after some time. We can discuss. I can, for the life of me, understand how they would just deny. I don't get it. But
I guess when my only thing is, Judge, and I guess I'm urging it because if we have an ankle monitor on, and I understand your fears, the charges have been reduced. If we're going to look at it in terms of being safe for the community, something could happen in the daytime. I just don't want to put, and I'm asking, a restriction on somebody who can't go to work, who can't go get Pampers, who can't go get milk. Emergencies for the middle of the night.
I did 9 p.m. If you want, I could do 10 p.m. I'm always going to work around a schedule for work, but I'm going to put it on you. That's it. I don't want you out in the middle of the night. I don't want you going to bars. I don't want you going to clubs. I don't want you using alcohol, illegal drugs. That's it.
I get you. I got you.
So we'll come back after some time. Any more issues? Talk. I'm always ears,
I know you are, Judge. Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate you for listening.
For sure. And so you want 9, you want 10, whatever you want?
If we can do 10, Judge. Mr. Jenkins,
Okay.
I guess I did not foresee this on just a resisting arrest, Judge. What are the hours you work?
Currently, right now, I'm at ExxonMobil in Baytown working 6 to 6. I work overnight. I just got off work coming here.
That's a problem.
I can
And
talk
so that-
to my job. I got you.
That's why I was, and so Judge, that was why I was concerned. I knew that he worked. His sister used to work for me as a paralegal. And so I knew that there was some nighttime going on here. I just, I didn't know, I didn't anticipate this, so I would have had my issues together. Can we make it to where he is only to go to work at whatever
not
day?
for now. I don't know him. I don't know how he's going to be. Let some time pass and then we'll come back, talk to your work. I don't want to prevent anyone from working, but.
So is he able to at least go to work, Judge, and take the curfew off and say that he is to only go to work? Because if you have an ankle monitor
how do I know he works? How do I know he works in the middle of the night?
No,
Other than
what I'm saying
work.
is, judges, if he has the ankle monitor, Your Honor, then you can see him leaving from his house to his job.
No, Miss Davis, how do I know he actually works in the middle of the night? I have no proof of that.
Well,
You know,
okay,
other
I'll
than
tell you
him
what, Judge,
saying it.
can I come and bring you a check, do you have anything on your phone right now, Mr.
I
Jenkins?
got check stubs right now.
I'm not, you guys do that at a different time.
All right.
I mean, I have a lot of business that I still got. I got another courtroom
Okay.
full of people still to deal with. So
Can I
come
approach
back.
you next week on it, Judge?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
100%.
I'll approach you next week on it.
For now, go out in the middle of the night.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Come on.
Thank you.
So Timothy, give me a second, I'm gonna get your date.
Thank you, Judge.
Or you tell me, I guess, tell me what day you want.
I was just gonna come off docket, Your Honor, next week. I'm gonna
Okay.
get him to send me a photocopy of his check stub so I can present to you, because I don't want him to lose a job on a misdemeanor resisting arrest. I just need him to work. He gotta pay me. So I
get it.
I don't want him to lose his job. You know, it's already hard enough for men, especially black men, to get jobs, especially with this hanging over his head. So he may lose his job, and plus he may have a situation where he can't go out and perhaps get another job.
Hey, you wanna get together Monday? I'm happy to do it. I'm
Yes,
here
I
Monday.
will do that,
So,
Judge. I'll
whatever
be
you
there
want.
on Monday
Okay,
in person to show you.
all right.
Thank you, Judge.
Bet.
If his appearance is waived,
It's, sure.
And Judge, we will be filing assault charges on this case at the time because the complainant was unconscious. He couldn't state whether he felt pain or not.
Did you hear that? That's why
Either way,
charges
Judge,
are
I
on.
just, if they're gonna file, I'll do my research on it. They can contact me, let me know, but either way, I just want to talk at least about him working. That's the
Yeah.
very least. And then I can get a regular court date for him later with Ms. Bernal. But I at least want to come in to talk to you about him being able to work,
Okay.
and show you some proof, if I
Okay.
can. Okay?
Done.
So Ms. Bernal,
right.
whatever date is good. I think I have another case in your court coming up. Can we email you what date that is so I can put both of my cases together?
But
And
do
then
it
I'll
with
come-
Ramona. Ramona's here today. It's not Victoria. So
yes,
Email
sir.
Ramona.
I'll have
Okay.
the court call, my office call Ms. Ramona, and then I'll be in personally judge in person.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, wait, we need you to file an attorney record too.
We filed actually, but I'll get him to refile it. I'll get him to refile everything.
Hold on, Timberly, I'll see.
Thank you, Your Honor. We filed an appearance of counsel.
This is on Margo.
Jenkins? Can you say something? No, we haven't.
Bottom
I
five.
don't see my pendants one in here. Let me see if it's probably.
Pending, maybe?
No.
No, I need to file one.
Yeah, you need to file it because they don't see it.
I'll have my office. I thought they did, but I'll follow up, Your Honor. No problem. You know, I'll take care of
Not
it.
a problem. Okay,
I'll take
Timberly.
care of it. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Have
you. Can I be
ma'am.
excused, Your Honor, or do you need me to talk to Ms. Ramona on the phone?
We're good.
Tell her to put it in the chat.
She's in the chat.
Will do.
Okay. All right, that way.